beautiful butterflies. Ah, what a joy it is to be alive. Something is calling me to do a reading today. I can't resist the urge. I've had it all morning, and so I'm not going to resist the urge. I'm going to indulge. Whatever it is, I feel like it's something that we need as a collective. And so I'm going to pull some oracle messages, some tarot messages, and we will just see what comes up. We're just going to go with the flow. Let's just take a minute or two to just clear the energy. As we take a deep breath. Release all things that are not serving us. Let's see what some of the divine messages are that need to come through. I pulled out a few decks that I feel like I'm going to use, but I'm going to let divine inspiration make those decisions. Okay. Some of these cards we will not be reading reverse today. Some of them we will. I'm going to let our divine inspiration make those decisions as well. Let's look at our central message, okay, which is the message I'm going to place right here in the center, and then I'll pull some additional oracle guidance out to the sides, and we will see how it comes together as we pull more oracle and tarot down here in the middle of the spread. Albie is out and about, and so if you hear her barking, a package is being delivered. Don't fret. It'll probably only last for a minute to a minute and a half, but it might sound pretty bad. I hope y'all are doing well today. I don't know what is going on in each particular person's life, but I know that we are all being called to go within right now, which can be a wonderful journey. Some of you may be working from home. Some of you may be working outside of your home. I'm still working outside of my home as well as inside of my home. In fact, things are kind of picking up for me starting tomorrow into the weekend. In a beautiful way, though. We will see. And I have made a decision today. I will get out the essential oil video. I will also offer that particular blend for purchase if you decide you want it. And I think because of the number of requests that I've gotten for the skin care regimen that I use, and some of the feedback, I will offer that eventually as well. I'll just keep you all posted on that. Okay, but I use only essential oil blends for my face and to help treat adult acne and the acne of teenagers and my girls. It deals with keloids and so many other things. But let's just see what our central message is. Spirit, what is the message you want us to know? What does the butterfly oracle need to tell our Patreon community? Body changes. Ooh. Body changes. Wow. So I'm thinking sacral chakra because of the color is what I'm feeling, but also digestive stuff as we talk about our solar plexus as well. Body changes in a lot of ways. Body changes are body, mind, spirit. In this case, it could be literally physical changes. It may be actually what you are doing with your body as well as what could be going on internally. Okay? At the bottom of the deck, we have sobriety. I like this card, sobriety. Okay? And underneath that, we also have gracefully aging. Gracefully aging has to do with wisdom, you know, learning, implementing what you have gained, the knowledge that you have gained along your travels. It also can represent those of us who are moving into the next stage of our life, okay? The next stage of our development. Literally a new decade for some of us. Gracefully aging has everything to do with for me, witnessing awareness, like it has to do with looking at your life, studying your life, looking at what you've learned, and also coming to full knowledge of from whence you've come. Okay, so you should not be at the same place you were, say, 3 or 4 years ago, spiritually, mentally, or otherwise. This sobriety card for me, for some of you, it could literally be dealing with addictive things that have been sources of inner turmoil and spiritual enslavement almost. It could be leaving those things, putting those things down, whether you have a smoking habit, whether you have a drinking habit, whether you are a shopaholic, whether you are a gambler, whether you have anxiety or you constantly have to be moving. This energy speaks to me in a few different ways. It's not only talking about the physical addictions that cause the mental and emotional turmoil that we can sometimes find ourselves in. It's also talking about the need to be pensive, the need to take stock of your life, a sober mindset, looking at things very seriously, looking at them from an analytical and logical standpoint, and from within a very balanced and calm inner awareness. Okay, so we're looking at the ways that we need to be wise now as it relates to the lessons that we have learned. We're also looking at the ways that we need to refrain from certain things that perhaps may have caused us some type of health issue or whatever. I have anxiety at the bottom of the deck, but we're getting ready to do a little bit of shuffling here. And let's see what the energy oracle wants to share with us as well. Because on some level, the focus of this particular reading has something to do with our physical being. Or that's going to be one of the major messages, okay? So it could be that we need to spend more attention on our bodies, listening to the inner wisdom of our bodies by doing what our bodies need for us to do. We could be experiencing some type of health change or health challenge right now. All right. Some of you may have colds. Some of you may have flus that have nothing to do with corona. You may be feeling under the weather. You may need to slow down. You may be in a space of having to slow down and now thinking about some things more seriously or giving some things a greater degree of contemplation and reflection, okay? But whatever it is, it's all about taking care of your body, number one, so that you can gracefully age. And it's also about listening to the wisdom of your body, as well as this message is also about learning from the lessons that you have gathered in your travels. We got a lot of different messages coming out here. Body, 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 body. Wisdom. Sobriety. Thinking. Refraining. Restraining. Well, maybe a couple of you may be dealing with parents, I'm hearing, who are maybe have alcohol issues, literally, and maybe you are caring for them, or you may be about to deal with some parents that you have or dealing with some health issues. The thinking woman. Okay, sobriety, the thinking woman. All right. This is you giving full consideration to some stuff that's really important and being in a headspace right now. You could be thinking about what you're going to do about a particular situation. You could be making a healthcare decision. Some of you, we have the angel of love. Some of you are making decisions that relate to relationships and things that may be going on in your love life. What is it that you're thinking about? We have number 11 and number 13, number 47 and number 49. And that's number 2 and number 4. All right, so we're definitely thinking about some of you guys thinking about relationships and thinking about your foundation and being grounded. Something in this environment is making me sneeze, and I don't know what it is. I must say I have not vacuumed this area of my room in a while, this part of the room. Oh, look at that. Storm warning. Storm warning. So for some of you all, you are in the middle of a storm, or you are perceiving a storm on the horizon, or you may be concerned about something that's off in your life. Some of you might be actually dealing with relationship issues right now, feeling some conflict, feeling some dissension, some dis-ease. Some of you may be falling back into old habits and patterns. Some of you are dealing with the reoccurrence, perhaps, of a health issue that maybe you thought you had under control, or that maybe has more recently come to your attention. Some of you are doing a whole lot of thinking about what is happening in the world right now. Now, y'all know we pulled this card yesterday, right? All right. So this is the underlying energy for the storm warning. The storm warning is talking about the fact that perceptually we have a storm brewing around us that may have to do with, for a very small part of you, because I'm feeling like this message has to do with what's happening around us, all right, in the greater society. You're looking at world events, you may be paying attention to what's going on in the news, you may be heavy in your thoughts, you may be thinking about stuff, but for others of you, this has to do with you needing to let go of some really serious, painful cycles in love that have to do with lessons that you have learned, things that are either more recently bringing you chaos or are currently bringing you chaos. This is a time where you have to demonstrate that you've learned certain lessons. Always remember this. When we do not demonstrate that we have learned certain lessons, okay, what happens when we have to continually go through a cycle and repeat something over and over and over, and we are not using our wisdom, our experience to help us to circumvent stormy waters? What happens, you all, whether it's in our financial life, whether it's in things we may be tempted to fall back into, or whether it's related to relationships, what happens? The divine takes over. And then we have some type of cataclysmic, catastrophic, or very inconvenient kind of like tower moment, right? Some type of tower moment can happen. So we've got what's happening in the world, patterns, cycles, and so forth. And we also have underlying energy of learning from past lessons. All right. I want to pull an oracle card from what is on the top is Death, which is also about completing cycles, completion. Some of you might, like I said, you could be dealing with aging parents and health issues. All right. But the beautiful thing is you have a heads up. You're in a space now where you can make some choices, some decisions about whatever it might be. All right. Things are in the process of changing. You're in the process of making considerations. You're contemplating. You're thinking. You're in your heart space, some of you, and some of you could be in a fear space. All right, which is where we want to bring our energy back to that. We don't want to dwell in on that. Okay. But I think a lot of you are thinking about as well some changes that you need to make. You're looking at some choices and some changes that you need to make. Let's see what the wisdom of the Avalon wants to say to us. I love this deck. Got this one from my office as well. The Wind Fairy, yeah. Thoughts, words, intellectual analysis, okay? We're thinking. We're in our mind. We are analyzing things, okay? We're going back and forth. We're weighing options. We're looking at the path forward, okay? Remember, whenever we're too much in this space, it takes us out of our heart space as well. Okay, we have another message from the Avalon. Things want to fall. What was that? That's a storm warning. We'd like to have that off the table for sure, for sure. But it's just a warning, guys. Okay? It's not a tower moment. It's just a warning. Keep that in mind, okay? The Death card has come out again. This card came out yesterday in our reading. I think it was a reading for this audience that we had this death card that came out. And I think I went into death and the issues with this card for some people, and the need to look at it as a necessary part of life and not be afraid of it. We're going to look at this a few different ways. The energy at the bottom of the deck is the Lady of the Lake. Okay, absolute truth, courage, self-respect, and responsibility. And in this deck, this has a bit different of a meaning than the Queen of Cups. But and I'm going to read this message to you. But this has to do with looking at something with the sword of truth, being courageous to face those things that we need to face, making sure also that in our affairs we honor ourselves, but we take personal responsibility and our accountability for our part in things. But this really, when I look at this card, I really see you standing in your power and being willing to look at things for what they are and being fearless. So we have a lot of mental energy on the table here, and that's our underlying energy. I want to share this with you. We're looking at number 8. So for some of you that are life paths 8, this may stand out to you. Okay. This is the highest order of respect for yourself and the manner in which you operate within the world. All right. She's the harsher element of truth where denial is swept away by a tidal of a wave of events. Okay, this is like you all. Let me just put it clear to you. This is like the Queen of Swords, okay? It's this energy. Is this energy. It's also this energy. Okay, so as it relates to those of you who are dealing with love issues being on the table right now, and you need to be sober. When we look at things from a point of intoxication, emotions are in the way, right? When we're sober and we're looking at something, y'all, we stop denying the reality of what is in front of us. Okay? When I'm looking at this from a point of view, and this may be for specific people who are accessing this particular video, and this may be a video that I want to add to the wider community as well. I'll make a decision about that later, because this is I feel like this is an urgent message. We've had this card too many times this week. Clearly, we know there's a lot of death happening around the world. That's nothing new to us. We're dealing with that. Some of us may be experiencing that closer to home. Some of us may be facing some healthcare challenges. But we are pensive in our thinking, and we're very much in our mind and heart energy, okay? And what this is saying is, there is something that you gotta face. There's something brewing in your love life that's creating turbulence that is not new to you. And you know what it is for those of you who this situation applies to. There's something you've been coddling. There's something you've been nurturing. There's something you've been perhaps too tender with. All right? And now it's time for you to look at the situation for what it is. The winds are blowing in another direction now. It's time for you to, I feel, cut and sever ties with something that you have been far too long not willing to see the truth about. This is heavy on some of your minds right now, because you are in a space of needing to let something go, and you are refusing to let it go. And in your right mind, in your sober mind, you know that this is what you need to be doing. We also have this card of forgiveness on the table. Okay, and this may be a particular message for some of you all. Some of you may need to forgive yourselves. Some of you may need to forgive people who you have not been able to be there for whatever reason. Okay, this message may apply to some of you all very specifically, okay? Some of you might need to forgive a particular area where you crossed the line. Maybe you went back into something that you were trying to stay away from. When we talk about this sobriety card, remember, it could be spending, you guys. It could be a relationship. It could be taking a drink if you have a drinking problem. It could be smoking. Some area of regression. I feel more than this having to do with someone who you haven't been able to be there for. as it relates to this reading, I kind of feel like it has to do with maybe a self-betrayal, or some type of way that you didn't honor a promise maybe that you made to yourself, and that's it. But I want to see what else this card says. Yeah. When she appears, she demands nothing short of total truth and integrity. She asks you to be mindful of all the signs, signals, and omens that present themselves to you. This is saying, listen to your first mind. When the intuitive hit comes, the mind then processes the information that comes from the heart. And then that's when it comes to your conscious awareness. When something comes to your conscious awareness, it's time for you to pay attention to it. When you receive a sign or an omen, or you find something, or you stumble upon something that speaks to the truth of something, that speaks to the absolute truth of something, this is when you listen. You do that, why? To avoid and curtail the collateral damage, to avoid the storm, to avoid the unnecessary calamity that could be on the horizon. Okay? And those of you who this speaks to, maybe you know who it is I'm speaking about. It could be, or what it is I'm speaking about. It could be in any area, but this, to me, my eye keeps being drawn to this. This has to do with something that you're familiar with, something that you have done or are involved in that continues to circle back in your life in some particular way. Something you haven't been able to beat yet at this point. But you have enough wisdom to actually be able to do that, okay? So it's asking you to seek the sword of truth within yourself in your quest for wholeness and abundance. Seek the sword of truth in yourself. I think that's the key message there. That's the key message. I'm being called to this quantum oracle. We may even just end up in the oracle today. We're going to see. At the bottom of this deck is deception, okay? Maybe that applies to some of you. Maybe what you need to see is something that has to do with deception. Some area of your life where you are being deceived and you're not willing to look at something for what it is, something that needs to go. Some of us may be, in a place of self-deception. That deception card can speak to self-deception. We have fragmented energy going in a million directions. We are not aligned. When you are aligned, your energy is not fragmented. Okay, when energy is going in a million different directions, it's talking about we're not on the same page. Body, mind, spirit, heart, and soul, our intuition, our conscious mind. We're not all on the same page. We are conflicted. So we're sending out energy in a million different ways. For those of you who are doing too much and are too busy, your message here is to slow down. You got energy going in too many different directions. You need to sit down and make a decision, look at the situation for what it is, and decide what is the best course of action. Because for some of you, if you don't change what is going on with you in terms of health, or your emotional health, your mental health, your physical health, you may be running into some difficulties down the road. So let this be a warning, okay? In whatever way that message applies to you, whether it's your physical health, coming to a culmination of something unpleasant, or a relationship that's culminating in something unpleasant for you, that you need to stop the cycle. You need to let something go because you've seen all the signs, you've gotten all the omens, but something in you is allowing you to just keep nurturing this situation. Your heart is all involved in it to the point to where you can't make a clear decision. But right now, we got all these thinking women here. Okay? This is about looking at the reality of your situation based on the information you've gotten from your heart and your emotions, and making a wise choice. Making a choice that's based on your personal truth and that's based on the truth of the situation, whatever it is that you can see. Yeah, that's what I feel. This card that fell out. Family, friends, and guides. This is spirit, okay? This is letting you know that you're receiving the messages that you need to receive to make the moves you need to make. That you have people, guidance, family in the spirit realm, and they're guiding you. They're giving you these messages. Think about it. When we know to go somewhere, when we know to do something, when we know to look for something, when we know to be aware of something, we just assume that that information is coming to us from our mental space. That's why it's so important to develop a relationship with spirit. It's important to realize that we live in a magical universe and that you have things around you that are always working out for you. And part of that working out for you is the guidance that is always at your disposal, that comes through every single avenue that you're willing to be open to it from. All right? You have family, helpers, spirit guides, ancestors, angels, other divine, magical, otherworldly realm beings that are there helping to guide you. The astral realm is heavily populated, just like this physical realm is heavily populated. You have people that have been put in high places all over the place and low places to assist you. You also have people that are in your space trying to take you off your path. All right? That are sources of negative energy that are trying to move you off your path. But messages come in all sorts of ways. You can take, for example, whatever may be guiding me this morning to do this reading, this early afternoon to do this reading. I hadn't planned to do this. I had other things that I have to do today related to work. By the way, y'all, I'm working on that 60 Days to Greater Self-Love book. It's a journal. All right, I'm working on that. I'm trying to get that completed along with the 30 Days to Manifesting Your Money Magic. Those will be 2 books that I'm working on. One of them I'm hoping will be done within the next month and a half. We'll see about that. But all of my lovely members on our Patreon channel will be the first to have the information about that. But this, y'all, I want you to take this card. If you happen to be drawn to watch this video, whenever you happen to be watching this video, this is a timeless video, I think. Even though we have some elements that are very much in context of what's happening around you, I feel like this is a timeless video. Whatever it is that you are experiencing that is drawing you to something, you need to listen to that. You need to follow that. All right? There's something I'm drawn to do today. And if I don't do it today, I'm going to do it tomorrow. But there's no reason why I shouldn't get it done today or get it started. And it's really big, something I'm working on, and I'm going to go on and do it. Because I woke up with this thought in my head. It came to me last night when I was coming back from an appointment. And I'm going to do it. You have guidance that's coming in. For some of you guys, this guidance is helping you manifest your abundance. For some of you guys, this guidance is help you literally to dodge a bullet and figuratively to take yourself out of harm's way. For some of you guys, this is a health message. At the bottom of the deck, we have dark thoughts. Okay, now we can look at this any number of ways. All right. For some of us, these dark thoughts literally are the dark thoughts within us, okay? The things that we're having trouble with, the things that are sources of and related to these decisions that we have to make, okay? For some of you, like I said, for a lot of you, this is relating to relationship, okay? This is the negative energy, the negative thoughts, the frustration, okay? But it also has to do with the fear of leaving things behind that you need to let go of, being overcome by a sense of powerlessness, being overcome by a scarcity mindset. Scarcity mindset covers a lot of things. It's a I don't have enough type attitude, but as much it's I can't get this for myself, or I'm afraid to walk away from something because I don't think I can get anything better. It's the way that you see yourself. Remember, this card also talks about respecting yourself. All right. So the energy of what we tell ourselves is what creates the reality that we see before us. Really, it creates a reality of what we see before us. So if you're allowing yourself to be consumed by thoughts that allow you to feel trapped, by thoughts that disempower you, whether it's related to what the heck is going on in the world right now, with this storm warning, people dying, all of this stuff, health issues, whatever it is, this is a consciousness. Whatever it is, you have to decide where your point of attraction is going to be. You have to decide where your place of empowerment is going to be. You either jump on the bandwagon with what the path of least resistance is, which is to just do what everybody else is doing and to take the easy way, or you go down the road less traveled and you do your mindset work and you stay in your miracle of co-creation, and you realize that you're the magic and that you can shift the events of whatever is going on, and that everything, no matter what, once you see the truth of a situation, no matter, and you're willing to let go of what you need to let go of, no matter what is going on, you had a power to change things. You had a power to turn things around. I don't care what it is, whether it's your health situation or anything else. You are the ether. You are the spirit that brings life to form. I'm so serious about that. These dark thoughts for some of you could be coming from other people. But this is not what I'm feeling this is. I'm feeling like you're allowing yourself to be in a mental space that you're lingering in that may be contributing to some of what we see on the table here. Okay? Underneath that, we have new beginnings. Okay? All right? We have new beginnings here. So this card here is telling me that clearly, obviously, we know with the cycle of life, we let go of things. We have death and we have a rebirth. We have new beginnings. But this particular letting go of whatever you need to let go of in your life, for a lot of you guys, okay, whatever it is you need to let go of in your life, whether it's a way of thinking, whether it's an actual individual, whether it's a bad habit that you have, whatever is creating this storm warning. Some of you might actually have someone who has passed on, okay, or who may be dealing with health issues or whatever it is. This is marking a new period, a new cycle. This is the number 1 card. Whatever it is that's creating the storm that eventually is going to blow over, it's going to bring positive things. Underneath this, what do we have? We have true love. Okay? So for those of you that need to let go of whatever it is you need to let go of in terms of relationship, let this be a message to you that when you let this go, when you sever your relationship with it, when you annihilate it, when you kick it to the curb, it's going to put you in a meadow of new beginnings where the sun is rising, where the beauty is blossoming, and you are feeling brand new all over again. It's the beginning of something new. Always remember that, no matter what things look like. We can't get stuck on what things look like, or we'll never make it to the next level. When something needs to be let go of, y'all, Spirit is always coming in and rushing towards us to bring in things that we need to support us. More love is coming in. And whatever some of y'all need to let go of, is to demonstrate a greater love for yourself. But more love is growing in. I'm going to pull this, the last card I'm looking at. Okay, this is really all about you stepping into your power and being strong. Okay, taking this thing by the reins and doing whatever it is that you need to do. Okay, doing whatever it is that you need to do to be able to step into whatever it is you need to step into in order to get this new beginning that's really been promised to you. I don't want this video to stop, okay? Because then I'm going to have to edit it. I hope I haven't gone over the limit. These readings always sometimes go longer than what you think. You'd be surprised how fast you can talk for 30 minutes. Let's see what the Angel Answers Oracle has to say to us. Because right now, we are not pulling any tarot. So it's time to see the truth of something. It's time for a great deal of us to let something go. Something is heavy on your mind. And it's time to get real sober about it and deal with it, because you have a storm warning. This is a warning. Remember, when we get the warning, we get the warning before things, we get the warning before things like get crazy, okay? Within the next few weeks. Okay, so this is going to be critical for some of you guys within the next few weeks. Which means not right now. Okay, whatever it is that you are considering or thinking about or whatever, this is saying in terms of whatever it is you need to do, in terms of shining a light of truth on something, this is something you are apparently preparing for. This is something that within the next 2 weeks, within the next few weeks, should become super clear to you. Okay, as well, if we're looking at this thing with the virus, I really feel like within the next few weeks, we're going to have a whole lot of clarity. Okay, we're going to have a whole lot of clarity. So if some of you are weighing things, if some of you are looking at particular directions to go in with various things, I'm not seeing anything financial. This is the only card that sometimes is about finances. I would say wait for the next few weeks. Things will become clear. This storm warning is going to be upon you. You have within the next few weeks to deal with whatever that is. Now is not the right time. So if you're in the midst of making a decision and taking an action, just hold off just a little bit. Not right now. Here we go. Wait. Okay, wait. 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 So for whatever the reason is, whatever that guidance is, which it transcends anything that I'm able to tell you right here, it is now is not the right time. This is a very specific message for some of you. In a few weeks, and the number 3 is what I am getting. The number between 2 and 4. We have a lot of 2s and 4s on the table. I'm feeling number 3. Within the next 3 weeks, because now is not the right time. Okay? Wait. Some of you already know what that's about. You already know. I'm going to pull one oracle card from our Power of Surrender deck. I want to see what we need to surrender. Y'all know we have health on the table. We have concerns about the virus on the table. We have bad habits and a need to be sober and straight-minded, not let our negativity get the best of us. There's something we need to let go of. We're surrounded by this death card for the last few days. Something we need to let go of. Stop fighting it. And we also have the sword of truth that has come across in 3 different ways. It's not a time to be looking at something in a delusional way. It's time to see a situation for what it is, to make some decisions, and then to take some action in a couple of 3 weeks. Okay, for some of you all, it's saying your message is to surrender your need to always be right. Give others the gift of letting go, of letting them be right, be yielding, not rigid. This will help solve conflicts and improve your relationships. So for some of you all that are resonating with this message, this is a message for you, okay? This is also about letting go of your need to be right about how you think things need to go. All right, whether it's something that you're being guided to do in terms of timing, or whether it's something you need to totally take your hands off of and stop trying to control something. It could be controlling the way something is unfolding in your life. It could be, the point is, stop pushing up against resistance, okay? Surrender to the magic of who you are is at the bottom of the deck here. We all have magic in us, even in the mundane aspects of life. Remember that you are a magical being with a uniqueness and worth that come from just being you. This is in line with this message that we have up here with the Lady of the Lake. Okay, this is about your self-respect, about your sense of personal responsibility to yourself, about you standing up for who you are and trusting who you are and trusting your inner being. All right, so this is a very important message as well. Surrendering your need to always be right. Stop trying to push up against things. Stop trying to resist things. If something's not working, you're trying too hard. Let it go. Okay, bring peace to yourself and to a situation. But you must honor who you are in doing that. Okay, so that's our message there. Beautiful butterflies. And I want to pull one card from our Oracle of Shadows and Light. Let's look at something else we need to let go of within us or take a look at. All right. This is all head energy, you all. But it is a time of new beginnings once we let go of some things. Okay, we know the central message for all of this is taking care of ourselves. Okay, taking care of our energy, taking care of our total being, and avoiding potential catastrophes or avoiding things. I don't think I want to take those. I don't even know what they are, but I don't feel like I was shuffling when that happened. I feel like I'm supposed to continue shuffling. Okay, well, guess what? We will take you, baby. Sweet memories. Okay, that's another 11 card, okay? So you're thinking again about the past. You're thinking about something related to perhaps a person. We're going to see what this is, okay? Because I feel like this is 11. We got all 3 11s now. So these memories could be you, those of you who are in that love place, dealing with that complicated love situation that's really in a stormy, tumultuous place right now. Let's just see what that card is. It reminds me, when I look at it, of the 6 of Cups. And then we're going to close out on that note. I am Kali. Some of you need Kali right now. You need to research Kali, the goddess of death and rebirth. She's the one that comes through and assists us. When we embody that energy, it assists us in cutting ties with those things that no longer serve us. Okay, that's beautiful, Kali. But anyway, this is not about Kali. Okay. This is about collecting your memories also and not allowing them to fade away. Allowing them to reach you with their messages of love and sweetness wherever you currently find yourself. I feel like that's connected too with forgiveness, guys. Especially if this is related to somebody else. Just because you're severing ties with somebody you need to let go of doesn't mean that you can't have sweet memories, y'all, and that you can't think of the good times. All right, it doesn't mean that the good times have to fade away. Sometimes when we know we need to let go of something, what makes it difficult is we feel like it's got to be a total break and we can't identify with or validate or give reality to the feelings that we might have or the memories that we had. You should cultivate those memories. Ultimately, you should always feel good about every experience because every experience comes to teach us and learn something. But this is about not feeling like you can't hold those memories within your heart and still care about that person, but know that it's still time for you to walk away. All right? You can have those memories. You can cultivate those memories. All right? But you don't want to become a victim of that energy and not be able to move away. All right? So anyway, let's take a look. When you experience a difficult and challenging time, the dried flower fairy flies to your side, shows you a moment that you have forgotten, and magically the present moment transforms. You will always have her, most especially in the times when those sweet moments seem further away. Expect call-outs of the blue, bumping into old friends, a photograph of a loved one, or a reminder of happiness coming to you in other sweet and serendipitous ways. For some of you all who are dealing with the situation of death, okay, we talked about that. Maybe some of you maybe somehow have lost somebody near to you. This is allowing those memories to come to you, and that they can come to you in any different way, any manner of different ways, and just to nurture those memories, okay? All right, because we have this conveniently right in front of this death card. So the death is 10 and this card is 11. So for some of you who might actually be faced with that, this is a new beginning. You know, we have the new beginning under it, but we also have this sweet memories card. Okay, so you always have your memories, whether it's something you need to let go of and forgive, or something that you still feel that you're in the throes of with pain, or, you know, some other kind of situation that you might be dealing with, okay? You may soon be experiencing little reminders of some of the sweetest, most fun and uplifting times in your life, the kind that have no great significance historically, but in the story that is your life, there are pivotal moments. It could be seeing a rainbow, a star shining bright, or a photograph of your father holding you closely in his arms, or receiving the knowledge and sudden realization that something that you did made a large and meaningful difference to someone's life. You have so many jewels. It's time to sift through the precious moments in memory, and by honoring these and feeling them again, change the present for the better. Okay, the magic of your sweetest memories will be worked into the present moment, and your current struggle will be momentarily relieved, and that transcendent feeling of being one with all that is will return, giving you the strength to go on and do what must be done. That is in line with what I was saying before. For those of you that really need to let go of this relationship, so that you can have a new beginning, and so that you can bring some other type of love energy in your life, meaning being in your own personal power and doing what you need to do in a few weeks. Like letting things, you know, sleeping dogs lie right now, but then you need to get back to what the focus is. It doesn't mean that you can't still love that person. It doesn't mean that you have to be angry. It just means that it's time to part, and that you can celebrate the good times, but you don't need to constantly be wrapped around this cyclone, this tsunami type energy, this hurricane type energy. Y'all, I love y'all. I hope that this reading resonated with you in some way. For those of you who are watching the video and are not a Patreon member, join us on patreon.com/Tanisha Ali for all of my beautiful, beautiful butterflies. My Patreon members, you all know you get this video first. I'm not sure when I'll release it to YouTube, but I hope that this reading somehow provides some source of solace or comfort in your day to day, or perhaps even confirmation. Lots of love to you, love to you, love to you, love to you all. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And I'll see you all next time. I will see you all, my Patreon members, today, actually for our 2-card tarot vibe and our chapter 8 for the Kabbalion.